into
Valhalla
Valhalla. That's
with a
what I meant,
weapon.
not Ragnarok. But
Okay.
Valhalla, if you died in battle. So, like, if you
Okay.
died with a weapon in your hand. So you have to, like, write the story that the spatula is a weapon.
Interesting. Welcome back to some more of Golden Sun. We're still in the Colosso. Another round. Let's get ready to rumble.
Yay.
We're in the third finals. Alrighty, this is called the Scales of Justice.
What justice? Cheaters!
Yep, that's right. We're gonna cheat. We're doing it the old Billy Mitchell way.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want a friend to cheer you on? I want a friend to help me cheat.
Yeah, cheer me. Oh, Isaac's just like eyeballing Ivan, like, come on now, buddy. Get going. Okay, so this one. Now, there's a lot of obstacles in this, and I only have 3 friends. I think this one I can do on my own.
Feels like life.
It's just knowing the route.
There's a lot of difficulties here, and I only have 3 friends.
Gotta choose my lifelines carefully. 50-50, phone a friend, or... Oh, what was it? Ask the audience?
Yeah. I like the one where it was like phone a friend, and he chose to like call his dad just to tell him he won $1 million.
Aw, yeah, that one was cool. Most of it was just like, oh, dude, I'm happy for you, but why'd you call me?
Yeah. Well, like, he didn't need
Yeah,
to
I
call
remember
him.
that.
Yeah.
Well, because, like, he made it all the way to the end, and he's just like, I'm going to phone a friend, and it was, like, the last one. And
Yeah.
He's just like, I want to let you know that I'm going to win $1 million.
Yeah.
And then he went for it, and he got it.
Gina, hello, my baby girl. I very much enjoy how comfortable she is in here.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, half on my chair, half on your chair.
Yeah. See, even the kitty likes the new setup. Hooray! Alright, I don't want a friend for that one. This is stage 5 of the finals. Moving sidewalk stage. Okay, this one I think we're going to leave a friend for. Because we're going to jam the gears.
Okay. I'm jamming, man.
Hey, everybody jamming. He jamming, you jamming. Can a buddy get a Bud Light, man? Did you ever see that commercial?
I think so. It's when he puts the dog on his
Yeah, he
head
puts the dog
because
on
no
his
dogs
head.
allowed inside.
He's just like, God, it's like 96 degrees. I gotta get in there.
No pets allowed, so he just puts the dog with dreads on his
Yep.
head.
Can a buddy get a Bud Light, man?
That'd be the most chill dog ever, to just be like, alright, we're here now.
Well, I mean, it was just a mop with eyes and a tongue. So,
I can only imagine how difficult those kinds of dogs are to take care of.
because of the fur.
Yeah. Well, because dreads in general are like... People think that, like, you get dreads because they're low maintenance.
Mm-mm.
They are not.
Alright, we're all set. The cheaters are in place. Let's give them a hand. We're gonna use force. Jam the gears. Frost. To even the odds. And Mia, we're just gonna have you stop this little guy. Wait, hold the Colosso! I can't move!
She's like, shh, quiet now.
Alright, here we go. A 2, a 1, and go! Hop, hop, hop. There we go. Grab this. Got ourselves a smoke bomb. Go all the way around. We're doing this one authentically.
Yeah.
1 in every 6 we do by ourselves. Okay. Got a nut.
Go, go, go.
Now, we could have used a friend to grow here, but I like using Garrett to jam the conveyor belt.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like, he can climb the wall.
Yeah. It can still be
There's
done.
an alternative.
Well, all of the challenges can still be done by yourself. It's just keeping in mind that you want to beat the opposing team.
Yeah.
Now this... Oop. Move on down. There we go. Slide that on up. And we're going to grab a sleep bomb.
Yay!
Nice. Now push this all the way to the top.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Hopefully he's struggling. Go, go, go.
I feel like the game is like, damn it, you're supposed to win.
Nice. We got the claymore.
Yay. You get a shitty wooden sword.
Ding. I got the toothpick.
I have a butter knife.
Alrighty, so right off the bat, summon Judgment. Hey, should we hold the Coliseum? There's like a giant tidal wave just coming in from the beach.
The games must go on.
But don't get cocky. Use Cure. Because this guy, oh, yep, used a smoke bomb. But it's okay. Because we have a sleep bomb.
So whenever I'm like perusing through like Pinterest and Reddit and things, there's a couple pages that I just like to look at, and they're like writing prompts for just like writing exercises. And some of them are so funny. There's one that's like you're standing before Odin at the gates of Ragnarok with a spatula in your hand, and you have to argue that that's a weapon because like one of the rules of like the afterlife and like Viking and Norse lore is that you can only enter into Valhalla. That's what I meant, not Ragnarok, but Valhalla if you died in battle. So like if you died with a weapon in your hand. So you have to like write the story that the spatula is a weapon.
Interesting. This is just like a writing exercise?
Yeah.
Hey, we did it.
Yeah, it's just like writing exercises.
We're exhausted. This is the end of the Colosso, by the way. We won, but it took a lot out of us.
Sleep now.
Basically.
I told my coworkers, I was like, listen.
See, there it is. They're like, Isaac! Isaac! And then he starts snoozing. They're just like, oh, Isaac.
I told my coworkers, I was like, listen, I woke up, got dressed and fed my animals, and then took a nap. Like, what? And I was like, yeah.
Isaac fell asleep. He must be exhausted. Leave him to sleep for now.
Do they just leave him in the middle of, like, the Coliseum?
Nah. They carry him into a bed.
Okay. So let him sleep. Just in the middle of the Coliseum.
It's like when I was, like,
the janitors
6
are
years
trying
old,
to clean up, and then, like...
And I'd fall asleep on the couch, and my dad would carry me to bed.
My mom had a bad back.
Seems to run in the family.
Yeah. So we would just get blankets.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. We weren't carried to bed, but we were given blankets. There's another part of, like, those same social medias that I, like, peruse through occasionally, and one of the ones that I hate, and it pertains to what we were just talking about, is the idea that, like, your parents picked you up for the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, at one point, you were picked up for the last time.
Yeah. There was a story I remember hearing in, I want to say, like, middle school or something. And it was about this mother that, like, picked up her child, picked up her baby, picked up her toddler, kept picking up her child. And the story ends with, like, she's too old, and her son, who's now, like
has
in
to
her 40s,
pick her up.
picks her up and carries her to bed.
Now, I remember reading something similar. I don't remember the story, though.
Whereas us being, like, 7th grade jackholes, every time they'd continue the story and be like, and even though the child was now 20, they picked her, and kids would be like, be like, oh, my scapula.
I know in college, like, we read the shortest story ever And it's like we had to dissect it. And it got sad fast. Because it was like baby shoes never worn. Or like baby shoes for sale, never worn.
Ah. So people had to make up their own tragic backstory.
Kinda. It was just unsettling. So you have a class of like 30 students making up the death of a child. I'm like, why did the kid have to die?
What did you learn in school today, sweetie? Why are your eyes so puffy?
Well, I was in college, so I would have just gone home to my roommate.
What happened in school today? Why are your eyes so puffy?
Yeah.
Hell, we're like that now. How was your day, sweetie? Why are your eyes so puffy?
How was work? Wait a minute, have you been crying? Yes, all day, in fact.
Hang on. These are frozen tears. You've been crying in the freezer again.
It's funny, I added mittens to my freezer apparel.
Oh my god.
So now I have earmuffs, a jacket, and mittens
Okay.
to go hide in the freezer. Hashtag management.
Alright, so Bobby's just like, I will tell you the secrets of Lemuria.
I will tell you the secrets. Will you tell me the secrets? There are secrets? Yes, I'll tell you the secrets.
Yeah.
Which secrets will you tell me, the secretiest of secrets?
Golden Sun would fit well in Labyrinth. You remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power.
What power?
The power of voodoo.
Voodoo?
Voodoo?
You do.
Do what? Remind me of the babe. Okay, so we're gonna go locate Bobby's ship. And set sail for Lemuria.
I'm reading a book right now that I feel like you would actually like.
That's one of my goals of 2024. By the way, as the time of recording, it's the new year.
Yay!
And it's to read more.
Yes.
Read my books.
See, I'm wondering if you would like it. So, I'm listening to this book, and I feel like the way that it's performed, I don't think that you would get the same energy if you were reading it.
Okay.
And it is so good.
All right.
And it's about pirates.
Ooh, that's a plus.
Yes. And
Me like pirates.
So the way that it's set up is you have your narrator, and he's like introducing narrator.
Narrator.
The narrator.
Yeah, that's cool.
Local accents kicking in.
It's all good.
And he's like telling the story, and then he introduces like the main character. So then she starts telling her story.
Okay.
But there are certain moments where she'll start getting into something, and then you hear like her lean away from the microphone and be like, "What? You don't want me to tell them that? Well, I'm telling them that. It's important to the story." And it's just performed so well.
Oh,
and
okay.
like the story itself is really interesting.
So you recommend the audiobook, not
Yes.
reading it? Okay.
So, and then let me see. Oh, sorry. I'm really, really terrible with names and whatnot.
I mean, you read so many books.
It's called The Adventures of Amina Al-Safari.
With streaming, I want to play as many games as you read books in a year.
Oh my god. I'm at like 110 books.
All right, then.
But yeah, it's
I'm
called...
not going to do 110 games. I'm going to be satisfied if I can exceed 20.
I mean, so I listen to a lot of books. I listen to as many books as I read.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I'm driving in the car by myself, I'm not listening to music. I have on an audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm at work before the doors open, I have on an audiobook. So like, but yeah, this one, it's written by Shannon Chakraborty?
Sure. Why are you asking me?
That was more just a general question.
Ah.
But it's really, really good.
Okay.
Definitely would recommend. Because it's a fantasy story about pirates. And the main premise is this little girl goes missing.
Mm-hmm.
And her grandmother, who is very, 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 very wealthy, decides to hire pirates to go find her.
Oh.
And it's like more money than they could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like one really well-known like smuggler that she finds to go get her granddaughter. And this woman is like really checkered past. Like she's a very cool main character. She's
I've never heard that phrase, checkered past.
where like she did some good things, but mainly like she was a pirate. Like you know,
okay.
she's on like her 5th or 6th husband.
Oh.
And so she follows. One thing I really like about the book in general is she is a Muslim. So she does follow like Muslim law of she has to be married
Okay.
to sleep with her husband.
Okay.
But she,
She's a pirate.
Yeah, she's a pirate. So she'll get married, sleep with her husband, and then be like, all right, let's get divorced. Like,
Okay.
and she has a daughter, and basically the grandmother of the missing girl threatens her and says, like, if you don't find my granddaughter, say goodbye to your daughter. Like, so she, like, has to find this girl.
Okay.
And it's basically, like, her getting her team back together and, like, finding everyone and then going on the adventure to find this girl. It's really good. There's a lot of, like, monsters and,
Monsters is a plus.
Yes. Monsters. There's some demons in there.
I like good dialogue and drama and tension and stuff like that, but nothing beats a good monster.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm a simple folk. I'm just like, oh, is that a sea monster?
Yeah.
Oh, is that a giant 2-headed bird?
Yeah, it's really good. And like I said with the audiobook, it's just really cool because they're having a conversation and just the way that it's performed is excellent.
Cool. Well.
So
That might get my attention.
I mean, I have so many books that I've read, I could probably point you in a couple directions of like, I think you'd like this.
Well, let me finish the ones that you specifically bought for me.
Those
That's
ones,
the starting point.
So there's a couple that I got for you that I wasn't expecting you to like read until you need to.
Yeah.
So like the Lord of the Rings ones that I got for you.
Yeah.
It's more or less like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Oh, I'll read a book. But I really think that you would like Priory of the Orange Tree.
You didn't even finish that book.
Well, because it's high fantasy.
No, good point.
I struggle with the world building. Once I get past
That
the
looks
world building.
intimidating. It's so big, I'm just like,
Okay, my manager read it in a day. Like,
Okay.
pretty much everyone that I've looked at that has read that book and loved it.
Just blazes through it.
Yeah, because they say once you get past the world building, you just can't stop.
Okay.
And it's about dragons.
That's a plus.
So,
Pirates, dinosaurs, dragons.
yes. I know what you like.
My trifecta. Yeah.
I also think you would like the book Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow.
Do any of these books have circular dialogue? Because I don't like circular dialogue.
What does... Oh, like what?
Like what's going on now.
No.
To where it's just like every 6 boxes, something relevant will happen, but otherwise it's just we're going in circles to just pad out the runtime. I don't know.
You know, Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow isn't a fantasy book. It's fiction, but it's about 2 friends that make a video game together.
Ooh.
And it, like, blows up. And they get famous and kind of, like, how they
That's the
navigate. Yeah. I got you.
Uh-huh.
Anybody wants to read a book, let me know.
Should put some book recommendations in our Discord.
I definitely can do that. Woohoo! Because while I read a lot of like fantasy and fiction books,
also, like you have so many recommendations, but being real, our Pupper Pack doesn't watch all of our episodes.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
There's a lot of recommendations that are just.
Yeah, I was so excited though with the comment that was like, "Oh, thanks for the book rec. Like, definitely gonna check it out."
Yep.
I was so excited. I was like, "Do it!" It's such a. That one was more of a self-help book, but it was really good.
The Goblin one.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's called The Goblin Mode.
Yep.
And it's self-help that, like, being messy is okay. That's the kind of self-help book I need.
That'll also be beneficial during streams. They'll just be like, check out this book. And people will immediately be like, okay.
Okay.
Right there.
Do it. Do it now.
Watch Pupcorn streams for good book recommendations. She's got a lot.
I mean, I've been in, like, a horror kick for quite a hot minute.
Hey, don't recommend any of those to me.
Yeah. Some of them are like they're considered horror, and I guess they could be considered like horrifying, but I have such a skewed state of what's horrifying that I'm just like, oh, that was a cool book.
Horror has really like branched out to where like there's so many like subcategories.
Yeah.
To where when someone's just like, I'm reading a horror book, and I'm just like,
Because I mean, even there's one. And it can be considered horror. I don't think it's horrifying, like, at all. I would consider it more of a dark fantasy.
Okay.
But it's called God Killer.
Ooh.
It was really good. So that one is about the main character literally hunts gods and kills them.
In a Japanese sense?
No.
Or in a...
No,
okay.
it's not like... it's not like an ethnic...
So literal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, quite literally, like... She straps on her weapons and, like, goes out to kill gods.
So Kratos.
Sure.
That's basically God of War.
But it was really, really good.
I'm hired to kill the God of War to become the new God of War. And while I'm at it, I'm going to kill all the other Greek gods. Because Zeus is an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's God of War. And now we have the new God of War where he goes into Norse mythology and he's just like, you know what? I'm going to kill you fuckers too.
I think the last book that I read that was horror that I was like, wow, that is like actually kind of horrifying is called Sister Maiden Monster.
I want to say you've talked about that before.
Yeah. It was phenomenal. It was such a good read, but it's kind of like apocalyptic. And like...
That's 2 for 2 of the no thank you.
Well, basically...
Horror, apocalypse.
So it's a newer book. It came out in 2023.
Granted, I know that's your bread and butter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, apocalypse,
Love
horror,
it.
throw in some angels and demons. And
Absolutely.
Just spread that shit all over my plate.
It's the best. But like this one, there's a virus going around.
Of course
and
there
is. Yeah. I mean, a lot of fiction books have really taken COVID and like ran with it.
Of course.
But this one is more like a zombie virus. So, and it has certain categories. You could be a category 1, 2, or 3. So if you're a category 3, that's considered the most dangerous because you need to eat human brains to survive. So, and then like these category, like the things that they have to do to stay alive is ridiculous. And then, without like ruining it, they kind of evolve. And it's horrifying. There's a lot of like body horror in that one.
Oh, boys.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Jamonius has been streaming one of his earlier games that he made in like the mid like 2010s.
Yeah.
That kind of takes place in like a desert apocalypse and stuff like that. And like throughout the game, the character's just like, so what happened to all the people? Because the dude like wakes up from like a cryogenic chamber and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's been out for a couple decades. And they're just like, well, they were all eliminated during the plague. And he's describing this plague, and I'm just like, that aged well, Jamonius. And he's just like, yeah, you know what? Kind of.
You know what? It's a part of history, though. So, like, it is what it is.
It is true that, like, COVID's not the first plague mankind has ever had.
Because it's also, like, when we were watching Gravity Falls and Wendy goes to, like, eat the bat. And we're like, don't do it! Oh, my God, don't do it!
It's like, Wendy, please, no.
You don't know what's going to happen. But... I think one of my favorite horror books that I read last year was called Horror Store by Grady Hendrix.
Okay.
And it's literally about working in this retail, kind of like IKEA setting.
See, that's the kind of shit I'd like.
Oh my God. It was so good. Grady Hendrix has this way of making horror kind of funny.
Retail revenge.
Well, like, so what happens is these retail workers are coming into work and like, horrible things keep happening to like their store. You know, they'll come in and there's like shit on the sofas. And they're like, who's doing this? So they decide to create basically like a sting operation.
Okay.
The manager makes them come in, and they're fighting back the whole time. They're like, you can't make us do this. And he's like, I'm the manager. I can make you do whatever I want. Like, you know, the age-old story of retail.
Yeah.
And so they go into the store overnight to try and catch it. And the store is like haunted. But like bad haunted. So it's not as much as like of a ghost story as it is like this is built on like ancient Indian burial ground type thing.
Oh, of course.
But it was really good.
Alrighty. Okay, so we are in Lumpa. This is the city of thieves. So
Lumpa.
we have the cloak ball, which gives us the cloak synergy. That makes us invisible so long as we're in the shadows.
Nice.
So that means we have ourselves a stealth segment coming up.
Oh boy.
We have to infiltrate the fortress, rescue Hammett, which that's been long overdue. All this time we were just trying to get the cloak ability so we could sneak into the fortress.
Do we see another lighthouse in this game?
Yes. So during that whole shebang, like there was a little bit of information. It's just like, find my ship. We're heading to the Venus Lighthouse.
Okay.
And the Venus Lighthouse is the conclusion of this game.
Okay.
Like it all goes down at the Venus Lighthouse. So
See,
we're almost
done. I feel
done.
like if that's one thing that I would change about this game is I would make the main mission a little bit more in the forefront.
I would too. Make it a little more prominent. Apparently
No.
that's just a problem with the whole series.
Okay. Like maybe have more lighthouses that they visit. Or even like fake lighthouses that they're like, this is the one, and it's not the one.
Yeah. I did think of a story similar where there's like not so much lighthouses but towers that represent like each of the planets. So instead of just Mars, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter, it would include Saturn, Uranus,
The outer planets.
all the outer planets.
The
as
outer
well.
senshi.
So like there was that idea. The problem is like it just really has a concept. It doesn't have too much of a story.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where it's just like I have it written down, but unless it fits into a story, I have
That
to
it's,
utilize
yeah.
it. But that's basically how cloak works. So
Okay.
in the shadows you can use it, but in the light,
It uncloaks.
yeah. So there's two types of guards here. There's guards that you can fight, and there's guards that will just kick you out.
I'll be like, hey, get out of here.
So it's kind of weird. You only know by experience, but there's guards where it's just like, am I supposed to fight them? Or are they not supposed to see me?
Yeah.
But I think they're different colored.
Okay.
So I think the ones that you fight are red bandana, whereas these two are drunk, so don't mind them.
So it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
sorry,
neither
baby
one.
girl. I literally just threw my phone at the cat.
I know, I saw. She was like, what the hell was that all about? What did I do? Oops. But see, even though I'm in the shadow, I'm not using cloak. That's how
Okay.
I was sawed. Seed. That's how they
See?
saw me.
There you go. Talking is hard.
Yes, it is. Alright, so we're going to cloak right through these guards. Okay, what's over here? Cloak. Nope. Nope, he's right there.
Yeah. Because I also feel like this game would really benefit from, like, a shortcut wheel.
Oh.
So that you don't have to, like, stop the screen.
So there are two shortcuts you can map to the shoulder buttons.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I could have a synergy on L and a synergy on R.
Okay.
So, like, that's on me.
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, I think that it would be beneficial if
All right.
that were a thing.
Next episode, infiltrate the fortress.
Let's do it. Toodles. Books. Read books. Read more books.